Hi, my name is Ben Polovic and I'm a performance engineer here at SOSTA. In this short introductory video, I just want to give you a quick UI overview and then talk about some of the basic terminology that you'll come across. So let's jump in. So when you first log into your CloudTest environment, you should be presented with the welcome page, what I'm sharing here right now. And this page is essentially broken up into three different sections. You have the left section, you have the right section over here, and then you have the center. Over on the left hand side, this is where you're going to do most of your navigation within the CloudTest environment. You have links to various things like compositions, clips, recordings, targets, etc. Those are all test building assets, which I'll go over in just a minute. You have links to some other things like monitoring, as well as administrative tasks. Now, I should point out that I am running the full or paid version of CloudTest, so some of these things, like this cloud section in particular with cloud provider accounts and grids and etc., you won't see this if you're running the free version of CloudTest, CloudTest Lite. Now, over on the right hand side, we have links to some training videos. We have downloads for various utilities that you may need. We have links for documentation and tutorials. And then right here in the center, we have CloudLink. And CloudLink is a community for customer and product support, as well as user forums for best practices and ideas related to testing and real user monitoring. And there is some great in-product search available to you right here. So if you were wondering, for example, what a conductor is, you can see conductor on the right-hand side. Just do a search in product right here, and this will take you over to the CloudLink community in your browser and will provide to you the top articles related to this particular search. So back in our CloudTest environment, let's walk through some of the test building assets that are available to you, and then I'll provide some basic definitions for what some of those things are. But first thing I want to point out is this new button right here in the upper left hand corner. Notice that when I click on the test assets below it, the context of this new button changes. And so if I wanted to do something like create a brand new clip, I could click here on clips, and then on the new button just click once, and this will open up a clip editor for me to create a brand new clip. Now, I'm not actually going to create a clip right now, so I'll just close that. Additionally, when you click on any of these assets, it will show you all of the available assets in your library. So for example, right now you can see all of the available clips in my library, and you can sort these by name or perhaps by when they were last modified. So let's walk over to compositions here and we'll talk about what these are. A composition is the workload definition of how you will run your test. In the case of a load or performance test, the types of things that you might configure in a composition include the peak number of virtual users that you will ramp up to, which clips or user scenarios are to be included in the test, the distribution of virtual users between scenarios, and how fast you'll ramp up. Under that we have clips, and clips are basically the building blocks of your test, and you add clips to a composition. Usually a clip is synonymous with what a user scenario or a user flow is. They contain the sequential steps or click paths that your virtual users will take during the test execution. The clip editor, which I opened a few minutes ago, is where you will spend the bulk of your time when building tests. Underneath clips, we have recordings. And these are objects that contain the raw HTTP message stream for each HTTP recording that you do. Any recording object can be converted into a new clip. And recording objects are created behind the scenes whenever you do an HTTP recording into a clip editor. Now, under recordings, we have mobile apps and device clouds. Now, I won't say too much about these two things because we have plenty of other videos related to CloudTest, but mobile apps are iOS or Android mobile apps that have been made touch testable with this particular instance of CloudTest. And like I said, they're for use with TouchTest mobile UI testing. Device clouds, these are objects representing all of the mobile devices that have been registered and approved to use TouchTest with this particular CloudTest environment. Now, again, TouchTest does not do load or performance testing. It is for functional UI testing of mobile apps. And we have plenty of other training videos related to TouchTest. Next, we have targets. And in the case of load and performance testing, a target is an object that contains a host name for the target application, as well as various other properties associated with that host. Now, properties can include things like connection and read timeout settings, the DNS time to live setting, and additionally, you can attach a client-side certificate to your target if needed, as well as configure things like HTTP host header overrides. There are actually 5 different types of targets that you can create within CloudTest. So let me open up a target editor wizard to show you. So here, the first type of target that we have is your standard HTTP target with get, post, put, delete, and head requests. We also have a SOAP web services type of target with a WSDL URL. We have a web UI AJAX type of target. This is what you would use for doing a web UI functional test. We have the native or mobile app type of target. This is for use with TouchTest. And then we have a database target for direct to database performance testing. And this type of target will allow you to actually execute SQL statements against a database. I'm just going to close out this target editor wizard here, and then we'll go ahead and talk about scripts. Scripts are JavaScripts which are created using our editor and API. You can import them into your clips, and they are primarily used to handle special or complex logic within a user scenario. Next we have seed data, and these are data repositories used to feed data-driven tests. They can contain stuff like user accounts, such as login IDs and passwords, or maybe a list of product IDs, which are to be added to a cart in the case of an e-commerce type of user scenario. You can create seed data objects manually within the CloudTest editor, or you can create them by importing a CSV file, which can possibly contain thousands and thousands of records. There's really no limit to how big these seed data files can be. Underneath seed data, we have global property lists, and I won't talk too much about this because it's somewhat of an advanced topic, but basically these are lists that store user-created values that can be used as global variables across different compositions, clips, targets, and other objects in the CloudTest library. Beneath that, we have session templates, and these are really cool. They're basically just packages of extractions and substitutions of session parameters within a test case. They are applied to clips, and they can be a huge time saver. So some parameters, things like session IDs or other parameters which are unique to a user's session, will need to be extracted from some initial HTTP response and then used in subsequent requests within that same user session. Once you've manually set up all those parameterizations in a clip, you can essentially save this set of extractions and substitutions into a session template package and then apply it to any future clips that you build for the same target application. Next, we have results, and these are objects which contain the results for any tests that have been executed. In the library, results will always reside underneath the compositions that they came from. Underneath results, we have dashboards, and dashboards are objects that contain widgets which show various test metrics. There are many out-of-the-box dashboards, but you also have the ability to create your own dashboard. Dashboards can display live or real-time metrics while a test is running, as well as just displaying the results of a previously run test. Beneath dashboards, we have report templates, and these are Word document templates that use our widget notation within them. Report templates are selected when choosing a particular result or set of results to automatically generate a report. There is an out-of-the-box template for you to use, and this is available within CloudTest Lite as well. And you can download the report template source, and you can modify that, create your own template, and then upload it to your CloudTest environment if you wanted to have your own custom report template. Now I want to show you the library. The library is your hierarchical folder structure of all of your assets. So here you can see my library. I can drill down and see where I've placed all of my clips, compositions, targets, etc. here. And you can rearrange and create your own folders as you see fit. To create a folder is pretty simple. You just right click anywhere where you'd like to have a new folder and then choose new folder. Lastly, I want to jump back to the welcome page and then briefly talk about the SOSTA conductor. This is an essential CloudTest utility that you download and install onto your local machine. The conductor is used for three primary tasks. First is HTTP recording. When recording HTTP traffic, the conductor acts as a proxy so that all of your HTTP traffic from your local machine will be captured and then recorded into CloudTest. Generally, this is the first step to building a load or performance test clip. Also, you can use the conductor for monitoring. The conductor can act as a monitoring agent installed behind your firewall to connect to the target application servers for retrieving various performance data such as CPU, memory, and other system-level metrics. Additionally, the conductor can be used for driving web UI functional tests. This concludes the introductory video of the CloudTest overview and terminology. Be sure to check out the other subsequent videos on CloudLink for more in-depth training and other advanced topics. Also, be sure to visit the CloudLink forum where you can post your questions and get answers from other CloudTest users as well as from SOSTA support.